Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Torment, Tides of Numenera. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you chose to join me today as I think I'm gonna enter a mirror caster. What is a mirror caster, you ask? Well, it's a machine that apparently every cast-off has. I have no idea where mine is, or maybe I do and I don't know what it is. But we're here with Matkina. She was surprisingly easy to find, we just had to ask Shkekt. Although, the fact that we could ask Shkekt was not easy, but yeah, we're here. We're with her, with Matkina, in a place that has a name that I forgot already. But I saw something in between episodes, and I want to try it. You see this? I can use Charm Paste, which means, why can't I use healing items? Oh, maybe I can, I just can't do it with me. Okay, so yeah, I was saying before that it was a shame that I couldn't use the healing items from inside the inventory. Well, I said that because I didn't know you could, but apparently I think you can. We can't use them, most likely we can't use them because I have full things. But yeah, I'll do it, Matkina. She's crazy, by the way. My character doesn't trust her. I think she's safe. Personally, me, but my character... Yeah, for the sake of role-playing, my character doesn't. My character is basically going to go with Aligern, and that's going to be that. He's going to be buddy-buddies with him. And Aligern said she would like Callistege. So, yeah, that's... I assume he wouldn't like her. Or at least my character assumes that. So, yeah, I'll enter the mirror for you. She plucks Tasha's mirror caster from the table. She looks at you, and back at the device. She licks her lips as if weighing her options, and then, before she can hesitate anymore... slaps it into your hands. It's surprisingly heavy. Do it, she says, her voice heavy. Find a jack. Bring me my answers. You focus on the device, and you feel something tugging at your mind. And we're off. Wait a minute. Oh, this is a new thing. Okay, everything is wrong. That's off to a great start. Tasha's body, yours now, clings like a wet cloak. The world is too bright for nighttime. Everything is too clear. Distances too close. Edges too sharp. Memories like blood flies buzz about your head, whizzing away before you can catch them. Hard-ridden Anine heave their flanks and huff behind you. Like you, they've gone too long without rest. And there's Matkina. A much newer Matkina, as drawn by a pandering portrayist. Too soft, too fresh, too pretty. All wrong. On the wastes, you see the light of campfires, and in the humble village before you, a bigger fire burns. Or bigger, brighter fire burns. Okay. It's a pyre. Inside, a body that's too large burns too slowly. Greasy coils of smoke rise into the night. Villagers circle the bonfire, wailing and shaking. The headsman's rough voice continues the ritual. From exile, you are released. Among the mourners, some echo, you are released. He throws a handful of powder into the fire, metal salts, perhaps, and a spray of shining embers rises into the night, mostly gold, some green, some purple. From wrath, you are released, they echo him. As the embers float out towards the plains and fade among the stars and campfires, you hear Matkina whispers reverently, you are released. Wait a minute, what's going on? Okay, so let's see. I can tell Matkina we need to find the jack and protect your memories. That's not her. That's not Matkina. I mean, that's just the memory of Matkina. So of course, we're inside of the memory of a guy that knew her, that actually poked through her memories and destroyed her memory. I'm gonna try to stare. I think we're supposed to just go on with the ritual, because, I mean, if the only check is just to not do anything. Let's see. Let's stare at a distant campfire and try to see what they are. Okay, so I think... Let's just go with 1 point over here. We should be fine. There it is. You squint your unnatural eyes and focus until the pyre, the village, everything else fades away. At last, the blurry campfires resolve into something crisper, and you see the faint shadows of men around them. Men in long coats and broad hats, painstakingly cleaning their jaziles and daggers. There are perhaps 100 of them. Matkina sees you staring and grunts, "Sand knights." From her tone, it's obvious that they're no friends of hers, or yours. Let's try to remember why you are and who you are and why you're here. Oh, anamnesis. Awesome. I love that skill so much. The memories try to buzz away, but you are too quick for them. You seize them and squeeze. This body is... You are, Tash. You already knew that, but now you know yourself as you didn't before. The body fits better. You're a cast-off, and when you call on tides, you can destroy memories. You're a soldier of sorts, in service of the militia, under the command of Paj Reken. You're a scout, Matkin a spotter. The two of you are not warriors, you're specialists, you're killers. But you're not here to kill, you're here to promise something to the villagers, and to get an object, a flute of some sort, the jack. Oh. And as for why, that memory and others remain beyond your reach. Okay. So this makes total sense. Matkina, listen to me. We need to find the jack and protect your memories. But that doesn't... Why do I want to protect her? Oh, she doesn't know. Find the what? Matkina stares at the dumbfounded and then... at you, dumbfounded. And then she shakes her head. Have a little respect, Tash. This is my home. We're here to save people I've known for years. A moment later, she adds, not to mention, the only danger to memories around here is you, Tash. Try your tidal surge on me, and I'll burn those fancy eyes right off of your skull. There's a smile on her face, like this isn't the first time Tash has teased her, or that she's promised a grisly fate in response. Okay. Let's not be stupid, and not say that first one. So let's wait until the ritual is finished. As the body burns and the mourners chant, you wait in the shadows at the edge of the village. At last the corpse is consumed and... Oh, it's a funeral! Oh, I should have figured. That's why they are releasing him. At last the corpse is consumed and the headman gives a final cry. To the distant dark! You are released. The villagers echo him, then drift away, leaving him alone beside the smoldering pyre. Matkina, with a hiss and a gesture, leads you over. He sniffs the air at... Why is she leading me with a hiss? Anyway, he sniffs the air at the sound of your approach and, with a broad smile, calls out, Kina! His eyes are large, milky marbles. He puts hands on her shoulders. You return in unpleasant times. Kina. Oh, Matkina. Okay, I understand now. She touches his cheek. I return because the times are unpleasant, Neng. Without another word, the three of you leave from the fire and enter Neng's dark hut. Neng's home is humble and small, hardly furnished, and wholly decorated. Wholly undecorated, I should say. On entering, he lowers his weary bulk onto a hassock and gestures towards his similar cushions for you and Matkina, then begins without preamble. They hung him from a tree, he says. Old Gareb took their daggers to him, called it pruning. Blind to others' expressions, he has become oblivious to his own, and he wears his pain and anger nakedly. Oh, that's interesting. With a grunt, he continues, they sent him home by Skimmer, along with a compact they made to the Plains people. The compact? He waves at the crumpled sheet. Oh, the contract. Oh, I think, is it? He waves at the crumpled sheet of paper on the floor. Tick read it to me, he says. They've promised to put an end to our menace, Kina. He shakes his head. Why? We've always paid the blood price for whatever harm we've done. You know that. They know that. Yes, Matkina says softly, but the Sand Knights won't take shins. You know that, he grunts. The militia is here to help, Neng. Oh, that's Matkina, I suppose. Yeah, it is. You are who we stand for. The small, the threatened, the hunted. That's who we are, too. She takes his hand. Come away. If you tell the knights you're going, they won't force a fight. They have bigger battles ahead of them, believe me. This is our place, Kina, he says. Paj Reken will give you a home. Trust her. Neng is silent. Trust her. Paj Reken is a female. Okay. The world is full of places, Neng. This hill is yours. This hill of yours is nothing special. So that way we can convince him and persuade. That's my line. We can convince him to move. Is that it? Because they can't stay because of the Sand Knights. Is that how it goes? Let's read the crumpled note before. You unfold the compact, as it were, sent by the Sand Knights. The writing is neat, plain, small, and seems to go on and on and on in tightly stacked lines. In essence, it is a vow of to safeguard the villages and towns of the Verksulian waste from the menace in Calm Village. The knights promise that they will undertake steps to assure that the killers in Cold Village never harm anyone again. Extermination is never mentioned, merely implied. Beneath... Oh, so they haven't done it yet, have they? Beneath the Knight Marshal's shop are signatures from various burghers, I suppose, mayors, and elders of towns and villages on the waste. The knights are asked nothing in return from them. The signatures vow nothing. They merely endorse, justifying whatever the knights undertake. You don't... That's true right there, but let's try and persuade him. Let's see if I can do that. Although this might change. Let's go with this. You don't need to trust Page Reken, I say. Just trust Kina. Neng cocks his wide head. Why would I doubt her? He smiles. There was a plain child, a beautiful boy, wandered too far into the wastes and was gone. We all gave him up. But Kina? He puts his hand on her shoulder. She left that night with a knife and a lamp and a rope. Just said, I'll bring him back. Hardly spoke back then, or our Kina. Yeah, she sighs. Made things easier, she says. Week later, she comes back, and the boy riding on her shoulders, a string of Chirog heads dragging behind her. He fixes his blind eyes upon you. When she speaks, I trust, he says. But even if Page Reken sets lands aside for us, we can't just leave. It's not so simple. Plains people can't understand. What is it that we can't understand? For a long moment, Neng turns his blind gaze back and forth between you and Matkina. What it means to be a hill person, he says at last. What it's like to wrap yourself in chains every day. But maybe I'm an old fool. You're not the Kina who left. And you, stranger, he trails off. You're soldiers. Maybe you've started to understand what it's like to hold people back. Matkina's answer is sharp. Neng, all my life, I've had to restrain myself. But not in the militia. It's freedom, Neng. The freedom of knowing that what you're doing is right, and so you don't need to hold back. The old man shrugs. Then I was right. You can't understand. Have you ever seen anywhere other than this village? It's not exactly paradise. No, Nang answers. No, it's not paradise. And no, I've never left. As I said, it's not so simple. He scratches at his chin and seems almost about to say more, then checks himself. After a moment he does speak, but it seems as if he has changed the subject. Years ago, a peddler passed through Coln village, selling moving pictures of cities he had seen, the teeming harbor of Sagas Cliffs, the spires of Shakarl, the glittering oasis of Mrakjolios. But among all the places, there was none that would be home. He shrugs. But you're surely right that they are no worse than these rocks. Well, the only time it's too late to start a new life is when you're dead. Give your people a chance to survive. Okay, this seems... Let's go with... Yeah, 95 is good. Neng nods slowly. You're right, of course. Even if you've got the manners of a Manger marauder. After a minute, he turns his blind eyes to Matkina. But we can't go without the jack. The what? Matkina asks. Up the hill, behind the gate. The cave's been sealed for generations. Inside is the jack. It's what helps us keep our worst instincts inside. If we leave its song... He trails off, gesturing to the pyre outside. After a moment, he leans in, whispers in Matkina's ear. Now, he says, you alone of the plains people know how to open the gate. Oh, that's some gate. Huh. Looks from a previous world, I would say. You work your way up the terraced hillside, leaving Nang to make his case to his people. In the distance, you see the Sand Knights are on the move, riding hard towards Calm Village. Nang will need to make his case to them, too. When you arrive... Oh boy, I might not have enough intellect for that. When you arrive at the cave and its huge ancient gateway, Matkina shakes her head. For years, she says, for years I wondered about this. The hill people tell a fable that the first men and women came out of here. They said the gate would only open when it was time for the people to disappear. One way to keep kids from poking around and disturbing the jack, I guess. Something she said stirs your mind, and your memories jingle like a wind chime. Let's try to dredge up the memory that is troubling you. Oh, I need... Okay, yeah, my edge is gonna help me there. At once, a glaring light shines over your mission, as painful as it is revealing. You're not here to help Page Reken save Coln Village. You're here to help Page destroy it. But she doesn't know that, does she? Huh. It's a shame I can't zoom up. I can look back at my previous interactions with this. She knew the villagers' secret. Knew about the Jack. Most importantly, she knew the Sand Knights would come. Knew about their compact. The plan isn't to take the villagers out of the Knights' way. In fact, it depends on causing the very battle Matkina promised would be averted. When the Knights arrive, Padge will destroy the Jack, forcing the hill people into their feral state, unleashing them upon the Knights, weakening one of the militia's foes. And Padge is coming in person to see that all goes right. Oh, wait a minute. That's... Matkina, we can't open the gate. Padge Rakan is planning to destroy the Jack, and with it, the entire village. You hurriedly relate your memory of Padge's plot, how she... Oh, we're changing this. Oh, we're changing this. I think we're changing this. I'm not sure we should be doing this, because she doesn't want me to do this, but yeah, well, we are. How she and an armed band will be waiting to take the Jack and destroy it in order to unleash the Teratomorphs upon the Sand Knights in a leaving trap. At a certain level, the betrayal is so audacious, the plot so callous that it's unbelievable. It's kind of. And at first, Matkina is incredulous, but then her face hardens. Something's changed in you, Tash. For the better. You care. She takes your hand. She takes... Oh, a typo. Second typo in this game. It's good, it's good. Thank you. Then she scans the horizon for Padge, and so do you. But there's no sign of her. Oh, okay, so Padge is female. Okay, I got a little bit confused before. I assumed that was the case, because otherwise it wouldn't make sense. The lines before. We need to get as far away as we can, she says decisively. Draw Padge off. Buy Nang time to negotiate with the Sand Knights, and keep them from the Jack. You hurriedly relate your memory of... Oh, yeah, I clicked, but yeah, there it is. Oh, it's, yeah, running over it makes the sound. Okay. You're barely 100 meters up the hillside before a deafening shriek fills the air and 7 people seem to drop out of the sky. One of them is a woman you know immediately to be Padge Rakan. The others must be her bodyguard. Tattooed cast-offs with drab armor, mismatched weapons, and the languid readiness of predators. Despite the surprise, Matkina flings a knife before they even hit the ground, and it slips between the plates in one Glaive's armor. She's throwing another when a beam of light envelops her, trapping her in a field of energy. As Matkina trashes about, their attention is clearly focused on her, giving you an opening, slight as it may be. Let's, they're here to destroy everything, right? So let's attack them before they can hurt Matkina. Let's die instead of her dying. Let's see what happens. You rush forward, knowing that you have only an instant until the killer's eyes and arms are turned on you. The instant is shorter than you expect, and it is the last you know. Pain engulfs you. Your body is flung backwards into the gate, a smoldering ruin that has just enough consciousness to know that this is the end. And then it's over, and you're sloughing off. I don't know what that word is. Tash. Oh, I'm basically getting out of Tash's body, Tash's mind, and all is dark.
I'm ready to learn something new.
I think we just learned a bunch. 100 experience. As your consciousness rises from the shadow of the mirror, something clicks in your mind. Something has changed deep inside you, but what? Matkina stares at you, the shock painfully obvious on her face. What did you do? I remember Tash cutting me. I see the holes in my mind. I remember him forcing me to the ground, tearing out my history with his tides. But I have other memories now. They're real. Tash didn't do it. I saw him shot with an energy bolt. He was dead. He couldn't violate me. But he did try, didn't he? She holds her head in her hands, shaking, her voice becoming thick. The 2 strands of memory. This is pulling me apart. She looks up at you, tears streaming down her cheeks. No. It's pulling me back together. I remember now. That hole is... It's almost gone. You changed reality. You changed it. She stands, drying her tears with her sleeves. I can't really see... I changed it for her, but I don't think I changed the past. Huh. Interesting. It's interesting. I don't know if you meant to do that, she says. But you've done more than your part of the deal. You asked about the resonance chamber. I know it. Mazov's the guy you want. He can't fix anything. He might have helped design the chamber you're talking about. Your best bet is to look for him in the cast-off sanctuary. Meal Avest. Yeah. Yeah, there's her joining me as a companion, but I'm not gonna take her. There's a cast-off sanctuary? It's a sanctum, she says. A refuge, created by the first and our... By the first and our sire. So, yeah, the first cast-off and the changing god. Okay. Yeah, it's shielded from the sorrow, supposedly, she shrugs. Our siblings like to hide there until they can't stand each other's company anymore. Well, personally, she thinks, I don't think anywhere is safe from the sorrow. Not even that place. Yeah, I wouldn't think that would be the case. So, where can I find Meal Avest? Word of caution, she says. They won't believe you in Meal Avest. They'll treat you like they treat every new cast-off, as a pawn in their games with each other. Look out for that. She walks to her table and unrolls a map of the Saga's protectorate. You're not going to find it by walking there. The entrance is a secret, known only to our kind. Here, and she points to a spot on the map, many kilometers to the northeast of Saga's Cliffs, the Valley of Dead Heroes. There's a hidden portal in the necropolis. Also memorize this. She writes the numbers. 3431. Well, I'm gonna write it down myself, but I don't think I'm gonna need that. Down on a slip of paper, holds it in front of your eyes for several seconds, then crumbles it in her hand. It's a code, she says. It'll make sense when you get to the necropolis, to the Valley of the Dead Heroes. You'll need an airship to get to the valley. The ladder over there leads up to the caravanserai. You should be able to hire a ship without too much difficulty. Oh. Thank you. Can I ask you some other questions?
I'm ready to learn something new.
Fine. What do you want? Ooh, that's right. I have other things. So, what's the story with you and the other cast-offs? Why don't you like it there? She gives you a long, slow look. You were in the mirror. You saw what happened. I wanted to make a difference, and they pissed on my hopes. After that debacle, I killed Tash and fell out with the rest of them. She frowns. The conflict between the first and the changing god swallows all of our siblings, one way or another. I didn't want that. I wanted to make my own way. They weren't pleased, and, well, here I am. No worse for the lack of their company. Yeah, I imagine you wouldn't be. So, who's the first? The first cast-off? She was, or she claimed to be. She's dead now. She said she'd fight for all of us. They say she was the one who founded Meal Avest, for our sakes. Most of our siblings remember her as a hero, and she spits in the corner. Most of them never actually knew her. She was driven, I'll give her that. Even with her decaying body, with all its hurts and wounds, she found masks to cover herself and the strength not to hurt. But she kept plowing on. And she kept plowing on. Yeah, she sounds like a determined person. What can you tell me about the changing god? Brilliant, charming, and ruthlessly self-centered. More blood on his hands than I'll ever have. Legend says he wiped out the Tabat, a nearly complete genocide. He left one alive as an object lesson. Yeah, I think I met him before. One of their generals enslaved in the city to teach his enemies not to cross him. Yeah, I think that was called genocide. That was his name. I think so. I didn't... yeah, it's all coming back again. I don't think I fully understood what he was all about when I talked to him. Or maybe I forgot that I understood. But yeah, it's the guy back in Circus Minor. So, what can you tell me about this place down here? No, this is the Cave of the Last Words. It was a thieves' hole until the tunnel leading in collapsed 500-600 years ago. It was where the scum of the city would sleep away from the city guard. Before there were levies, before the slave families, the truly desperate lawbreakers fled here when they had no other options. That's the suicide tunnel, and she points. The words on the cave walls, those are the final words of people with nothing left to lose, etched into the bedrock of the city, burned in and burned out by the hopeless. A fitting metaphor, she looks at you appraisingly. If you question the worth of your life, these terminal thoughts are instructive. For a long time, they helped me hang on. I almost wrote my own words there many times, she says. Not that diving off a cliff would have ended me. So she is immortal. Why? Because Dash wasn't, and the other guys weren't. Huh. It's weird. And then there's a ledge at the edge of the tunnel, she says, just in case those words are inspirational. Her crooked green resurfaces. The view is also quite nice. Is it? Okay, I'm gonna try and give it a look then. How did you find this place then? I listened to the stories of old thieves. I went to the Bloom and listened to the stories of Chilla. I made friends with the Stika, and I asked them if they knew about a place like this. Turns out, they did. Yeah, and they brought you here. Okay, sounds good. Seems like we're not following the same paths, but, well, there we go. So, I am investigating some murders in the underbelly. Someone said they thought it was your work. Who said that? Him? And she jerks at Tibir. I hope you're not taking forensic advice from this gallow glass. I know his reputation. If not his person, then I wouldn't trust him. Well, I have no idea what I've done to offend such an estimable person, he replies loftily, and I made no such suggestion. I am simply accompanying my friend here. Oh, out of the goodness of your heart. What I've heard about you, that seems unlikely. And she turns back to you.
Updated my journal.
I haven't killed anyone in the underbelly for years. There's no money in it, no fear. She crosses her arms. I've got a style, a reputation to maintain. But if you found any clues at the scene, let me know. I admit I'm curious who would do a job in that hole. Actually, I have clues. Yeah, so we're just following this line of thought over here. I did find a clue in the underbelly murders. A circle containing a triangle bearing a bleeding eye, with another triangle breaking the circle from the right.
Making a note.
She shudders. The Children of the Endless Gate. A splinter sect of the Dendral Horde. Both of them gifts to the world from our beloved siblings. The Dendra are mostly harmless, disgusting as they are, worthless as their creator. They have a chapel in the underbelly. Go talk to them. Okay. So, maybe I was... No, I wasn't right. I was thinking that maybe I had ventured the guess that the Dendral Horde were related to the murder quest, but I ventured the guess that dungeon was related to her quest, which is a different thing. So farewell, Matkina. Good luck, she says. Yeah, let's see about this location. Let me press tab. I'm pressing caps lock. Oh, we have... What is that? Oh, that's the way out, I assume. The clay containers smell of cheap wine and spoiled food. A dirty wash basin sits atop a barrel of stagnant water. Okay, let me save it before anybody complains that I'm stealing stuff from them. We have another fleet foot moss. That's for speed. Very nice. Over here, I'm probably going to need to give these stuff to the different members of my party. Oh, we need to level up. What do we have here? An oddity. Father Teller. This small polished disc looks like a handheld mirror. It kind of does. But anyone who looks into it sees an image of their father, or their species equivalent, looking back at them, mirroring their every move. When you hold it, though, all you see is your own face. Oh, there would be so many things I wanted to try with this. Does the same happen with her? Or, what does that mean? A tunnel once led in this direction, but the ceiling has collapsed. And over here, the final words of countless men and women are scrawled upon the stone wall. Some apologize to loved ones, while others rage against an injustice or a slight. A few left only their names. I don't know what to think about the ones that left only their names. Can I go there? Yeah, I can. So let's go there, but first, let's level up. So we have 2 level ups. Let's save the game before that happens.
Forward.
And I am now tier 2,
Onward.
hopefully. And yes, this is the last level up of tier 1. So I can increase the stat pool, and that is gonna be my intellect as usual. I can increase... let's go... I don't think I need speed that much. Let's just go with intellect.
I need a rest.
I do? You do? Why do you need a rest? You just leveled up. So I have 2... Well, I have one ability unlocked out of these 2. Dealmaker, plus 5% chins earned from selling items. That's stupid. Please don't. You and your allies within short range gain inspired at all times. That's extra effect. That's good. Inspiring presence. That's I like that. Your steady leadership and ability to keep calm in danger is contagious. Your friends and allies can count on you to guide them to victory. So really, let's not say keep calm. Let's keep cheerful, because that's more of our character. And I can now choose to learn 2 new abilities. We got a resourceful, plus 1 training level in cipher. Use skill. Okay, that allows me to have more ciphers, I assume. That's a skill, actually. That's true. Mind barrier, plus 1 intellect pool and plus 1 armor. We got energize over here. Choose a... Let's actually select this one because I might like it. Choose a damage type. Confers energize. Confers energized. All damage dealt is converted to the chosen type and consumes action. So it's not really... It might be good later in the game, but I'm not really sure I want to go with combat most of the time. This one, it's yeah, adaptation. That's for armor. What do we have here? Data Sphere Link, +1 training level in lore machinery, in lore mystical skill, and 1 training level in lore natural skill. So that's actually fantastic. That's a lot. That's really good, actually. I like that. I might go with that. And this one is just +1 intellect pool. It's not... And the armor is nice, I suppose. What do we have here? Flash. This is the combat ability. Deals 8 physical damage to all enemies struck inside the radius. Even on a miss, deals 1 damage per each level of effort applied. So, that's interesting. That's really interesting. A quantum step. Teleport 1 ally to a point within range. Targeting eye. +15 on all esoteric attacks. And over here we have entropy field. On hit, confers vulnerable. That's interesting. That thing over there looks quite interesting. Okay, so that's that. We have 0 points remaining. That's actually pretty decent.
That's the stuff.
And now I have lore machinery, lore mystical, very nice, and lore natural. The thing about this, of course, is that I already have lore machinery up there, so that's kind of a waste. But it doesn't have any other... Why do we have this sound? What's this sound? Oh, it's gonna sound like this all the time? No. That's terrible. That is really terrible. Oh no. Well, hopefully I'm gonna check the gonna check the video and see if that's if it's too bad. If not, well, hopefully it's gonna be fine. So let's level him up. And he's gonna get... Oh, I can choose whatever I like. So, what do I want for you? He's got lore machinery right there. Cypher use, that'd be nice. Not really. Smashing. Smashing is a good thing. Might. Extra might and smashing. I need him to... So, he's a nano, though. Well, he's good with weapons, I suppose. Like, do I really want him to do that? Concentration, what does that do? Concentration, I right-click and it goes away. Bonded artifacts equipped in both slots do not confer negative effects. Okay, so that's a different thing then. Okay, endurance over here. Health per level increases the inability decreases health by 2. Okay, that's the inability. So, Cypher use. Well, he's kind of... He's not really that useful. Allijern, I mean no offense, Allijern, you're a fine guy, but you're not really that useful. I'm gonna go with, extra edge. I can select extra edge on that because I don't have enough on that stat pool. Oh, I see. So I'm gonna go with extra edge on might.
Feel stronger now.
There we go.
Good call.
Thank you very much for telling me it was a good call, and also thank you very much for watching, because we're out of time for the day. So that's gonna be it for this episode. I'm gonna look into this terrible noise over here, but for right now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Torment, Tides of Numenera. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and leave a comment, like the video, but above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye!